Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here. So Forza Horizon 5 looks to be shaping into one of the best Horizon games ever. This of course is just based off from what has been showcased by the developers over at Playground Games. However, many of the features that we have seen thus far are actually not brand new. In fact, a handful of them that have made the community go, wow, this is so cool. Chances are, if you have played Forza Horizon 4, you would have at least come across some of these features without even knowing. So we'll be looking at 6 new Forza Horizon 5 features that were originally tested in Horizon 4. But before that, a quick word from our sponsors for today's video. Asphalt 9 is an addictive arcade racing game that's very easy to play but extremely hard to master. And I'm telling you all this because it has finally launched on the Xbox, where you can enjoy all the high octane action in up to 4K resolution and 120 frames per second, all for free with PC crossplay and cross save. In the game you can collect over 140 of the world's most amazing speed machines, race them across 180 different racing tracks from 12 real-world locations like San Francisco, Osaka to Cairo, and challenge yourself in over 900 different solo career events. Or if you want to take things even further, you can even start a club and grind the leaderboards or race against your friends in club race mode. And for a limited time, if you download Asphalt 9 on the Xbox today, you will receive an exclusive Xbox-themed Porsche 911 GTS Coupe as a gift. So what are you waiting for? And to find out more, check out the links down in the description. Starting off with number 1, Switchback Road. So it's no secret to us all now that Forza Horizon 5 has the longest piece of Switchback Road in any Horizon title. In fact, there are a few featured around the map. One can be seen here in the canyons, and the other 2 is of course on the volcano, with one side being completely on tarmac, while the other is of course on dirt. Now, if we look at the history of the previous 4 Horizon titles, there really has been no areas on the main map which featured any decent mountain roads, whether it's for drifting, toge runs, or possibly even hill climbs. The most we ever got in the past was really this, which was seen in Horizon 4, and not only did it look quite pitiful, it was considered as a speed zone. I mean, what was Playground Games even thinking at the time? Of course, players within the community voiced their opinions on the lack of mountain-inspired roads to drift on, and when Playground Games initially announced their first expansion pack, releasing the trailer for Fortune Island, they of course teased this, which obviously looked like a much more palatable piece of Switchback Road, and many of us, particularly those within the drifting community, seemed very happy. But for me, I knew deep down that this meant a little more for the future development of Horizon games. You see, they often include many new features within their expansion packs as a tester to see whether or not it would be appropriate and suitable to be included as a main launch feature for a future Horizon title. Another example is of course the Blizzard Mountain expansion pack back in Forza Horizon 3. It was the first time Playground Games ever incorporated snow into their Forza Tech engine, and was featured essentially as a tester for the seasons in Horizon 4. But speaking of weather, number 2, lightning and thunderstorms. So on the main Horizon 4 map, the biggest addition to the weather options when you are either out free roaming in the winter season or creating a custom race is of course the snow and blizzard option, which of course was brought over from Forza Horizon 3's Blizzard Mountain. Now again, referring back to the Fortune Island expansion in Horizon 4, one new weather system was exclusively added, and that was lightning. You can experience this very early on already in the initial drive, where towards the latter half of the prologue, the sky begins to turn very dark, with heavy clouds forming, and rain begins to start pouring, gradually getting heavier, and then of course we see the brand new lightning effects being showcased. Of course, the lightning weather effects can also be chosen as a weather option in a custom blueprint race exclusively to the Fortune Island DLC, and although looking at what Horizon 4 had to offer, it does look quite rudimentary to what Horizon 5 has developed into when Playground Games teased the tropical storms and hurricanes that you could experience throughout Mexico. Now, I won't get into details as to how much the thunderstorm and lightning has improved since, but just know that Fortune Island was the birth of two major features that were then refined and improved so that it could be implemented as a main feature at launch for Horizon 5. Number 3, Racetrack. Another major feature that the community have always wanted Playground Games to include in a Horizon game was a proper racing track with many different layouts. Of course, all of the previous Horizon titles didn't include one, only until when Playground Games introduced their second expansion pack for Forza Horizon 4, which was the LEGO Speed Champions. Now during this time, this DLC got a lot of mixed reviews as it felt as though Playground Games was trying to capture lightning, no pun intended, in a bottle twice, as in Horizon 3, we of course had the Hot Wheels expansion, which was an absolute hit. But with the LEGO expansion, it just wasn't the same, which kind of made the community overlook many of the awesome features that were actually included in the LEGO Speed Champions, and one being of course a proper racing circuit with multiple different layouts, including an oval track along with a drag strip, all packaged into one area. Sounds familiar? Well, it should, as Playground Games obviously took this preview feature, expanded and refined what was necessary to make it better, to the point where the main Horizon Festival site in Horizon 5 now is situated on a racing circuit along with an airstrip. Not only that, and the developers also alluded to this as well, the track from Forza Horizon 4's LEGO DLC was so popular that they decided to double down and make a second racing circuit in Horizon 5, only this time it's completely off-road as well. So as much as many people didn't enjoy the LEGO DLC, we have that to thank for the racing tracks in Horizon 5. Number 4, the Eliminator. So, as we all know, the Eliminator was a new game mode introduced back in late 2019 in Horizon 4, and it's essentially a battle royale mode with different cars. I think most of us who have played Horizon 4 will know what this game mode is like. However, did you know that the Eliminator was actually a game mode discussed as a feature exclusively during Forza Horizon 5's development, and after many discussions, the team decided why not just try implementing this new game mode into Horizon 4 as a test to see how the community would react. And according to Playground Games, the Eliminator was a huge hit and was the most popular game mode in which the community played. Now with that knowledge, the Eliminator will now be a multiplayer feature available at launch for Forza Horizon 5, and more importantly, the map we see now in the upcoming title to a certain degree is designed specifically for the Eliminator 2, so therefore it will be a much more refined and enjoyable experience compared to how it may have been for some in Forza Horizon 4. Number 5, Super 7. Introduced as a free new feature back in December of 2020, this was something completely out of left field, and I don't think anybody within the community even expected it. Of course, during this time we were entering the third year of the life of Horizon 4, and truthfully, there wasn't much left to accomplish within the game. So Playground Games decided, why not let our players create the most ridiculous and crazy races ever, completely throwing out any realism while also kind of bringing back custom bucket list challenges from Forza Horizon 3. Now at first this feature was pretty cool, but after a short period of time we noticed many of the flaws. For instance, the Super 7 challenge cards which chose the challenges for you weren't very good. You don't have to go through what was built. As long as you cross the finish line, you would be able to complete the challenge. But on top of all that, this mode was just seriously unrefined. The building tools were hard to use and the prop library was very limited. Now I believe at this time the community was actually quite forgiving to Playground Games because at least we were still getting new content every month. Now so far, at this time of making this video, Events Lab has yet to really be showcased in any of the Let's Go episode live streams, but Events Lab is essentially a much more in-depth version of what Super 7 was. It's a tool that the developers use to make their races in the game, and it's also a rule editor too, which I explain further in this video here. But Super 7 was included in Horizon 4 to see how the community would use it and test the limitations on what the current Forza Tech engine could handle. And lastly, number 6, Accolades. Now when I saw this initially, I was like, it's pretty cool. It's certainly different to what Horizon 4 had, and then as I dissected the footage more and took a much closer look at what these accolades were, it dawned on me that this is essentially a reskin, upgraded or modernized version of what the LEGO Speed Champions progression was. You see here, the bricks are color coded depending on what the game mode is, much like the accolades, which of course is now separated into different categories. Then once you pin a challenge you want to complete, it'll give you a checkbox on the left side while you're driving to remind you the current tasks you need to do, and once you complete them, you are rewarded with bricks. Now in Horizon 5, it's essentially the same concept. Go choose whatever accolades you want to complete, pin them, and again, a reminder will appear on the left side while you're driving. And again, once you complete them, not only do you receive a tick, but now instead of bricks, you are rewarded with accolade points. I wonder how many of you noticed this feature comparison from Forza Horizon 4. So there we have it guys, 6 new features that were essentially previewed from Forza Horizon 4. If you guys did find this video interesting, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button as that would really help me out. And lastly, if you guys would like to stay up to date with everything Horizon 5, including news, updates, to even some possible early gameplay, please make sure to click the subscribe button with notifications turned on. That way you won't ever miss out on another video that goes live, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.